Big Blue Nation, what's going on? This is the Loyal BBN fan. I'm your host, Michael. Oh my goodness, guys. Like this is kind of unbelievable, man. Like, hey man, hats off to Tennessee. And that's that's pretty much the best. Those guys, they found something that worked for them tonight. And Kentucky did not in the fourth quarter did not make the necessary adjustments, and we just couldn't hold on to tackles, and we just couldn't make things happen like we were supposed to. We had Tennessee stop, we had them stop, and we had them stop, and we still couldn't make it work, man. And it's really discouraging to actually sit there and watch it, knowing you as a fan can't do anything about it. Just sitting those guys, just sitting watching those guys, just the wind slipped through our hand. Did we do some things good tonight? We did. One thing we did tonight, we saw Lurie play ball tonight, man. Like that's the Lurie that we've been wanting to see for a long time, and we had a chance to see him. And this loss is not on Lurie tonight. Lurie did everything he possibly could do to help us win this ball game. This is completely on the defense tonight. Usually we rely on our defense to be able to come through for us in clutch games and be able to win ball games. But you know what? Tonight, our defense just didn't get it done. And we had a chance to win it, man. Like Lurie, everyone's been wanting Lurie to have this outstanding game. Well, this is the game after a bye week that Lurie came out and had a good ball game. I don't know what was going on with the defense. We couldn't tackle. This is one win. This whole win was completely unavoidable. Like we could have won this ball game tonight. And we seen Dane Key show up tonight. We seen Barry and Brown show up tonight. We just needed the defense. The defense who people say is really solid. We didn't show up tonight at all, man. And I told myself that I was going to be real calm. It's just a ball game. It's just football. It's bigger issues than life, than football and sports. But we could have won this ball game tonight, and we didn't win it because we couldn't freaking tackle. The smallest guy on the field running the football, and we couldn't even bring him down. He diced us all in the fourth quarter. Just hand the ball off to him, and they was going to score. That was a defensive. It was horrible, man. Like, it was really, really horrible. I mean, we just couldn't get it done, man. Like Tennessee came up and beat us, and they know they should have lost that football game because Kentucky should have been a better football team tonight. Well, we're 5-3, guys. We're 5-3. That's 3 consecutive losses in a row. And this is annoying. Like, this is really, really annoying to really just be straight up honest with you. And are we going to make it to 6 games? Like, seriously, are we seriously going to make it to 6 games? I couldn't even tell you right now. I'm just so frustrated that we was not able to pull off this game. I wanted to win this game so bad, and we couldn't get it done. And to me, that is that's just, I'm sorry, but that's just kind of unacceptable as far as us not being able to win this ball game. Where do we go from here, guys? Like, how do we pick this up? How do we find a way? To bounce back from this, knowing we should have had this ball game? I'm just like, I'm shocked right now, and I don't even know what to say, because we should have had this, man. Like, we seriously should have had this football game tonight, and not winning it was just basically unacceptable. Like, it really was. It was really unacceptable not winning this football game. We was glad that Lurie finally showed up. He looked calm. He looked collective. He never seemed to get panicked. And he just played his football game. Only thing we needed, man, was just our defense. And that's this loss stings because this is one that we should have had. We should have had this ball game, man. Like, guys, how do we bounce back from that? Like, we got to beat Mississippi State, man. Like, that's probably damn. South Carolina is really like, absolutely. Lurie looked good tonight, man. Lurie really looked good tonight, and that's the part that bothers me because our defense, for the foremost part, has been solid, has been giving us a chance to really, really be good, and our offense is what has not been clicking. And for us not to be able to get this W tonight, it's kind of gut wrenching. It hits me in the stomach, and it doesn't feel well whatsoever. So we got to regroup. We got to find a way to put this behind us. But for right now, if it's one game on the schedule besides Louisville that we want to win, we want to beat Tennessee. And if we can beat Tennessee, we'll be okay. We can't get it done, man. Can't get it done. So our defense, man. Our defense. We've been looking for a complete football game all year, man. And since we played the way we did against Florida, after that, somebody, one side of the ball, if not both, have been off. Man. I like this right here. Stoops can prove what kind of coach he really is if he can get his team to bounce back and get a win next week. We're going to have to, man. Like, right now, we just want to get 6 games and we want to win. And we all know we're not going to a fabulous bowl game this year, but we got to go to a bowl game this year. We got to keep that streak going. But playing like we did tonight on the defensive side of the ball, like, let me tell you something else that I know teams do it all the time, so I don't want to feel like Kentucky's the only team doing it. But I felt embarrassed as a Kentucky fan tonight watching our guys just laying down on the field just so they can stop Tennessee and slow things on. I get it. Please don't tell me all teams do it. I get it. But we was just getting flat out our butts beat tonight on the run game in the fourth quarter, and we did nothing. So what can we do to try our best to even slow down Tennessee a little bit? Lay down on the field. And it's obvious across college football, when people see that, they know exactly what it is. Tennessee is gashing Kentucky, and Kentucky can't stop them. That was embarrassing as a Kentucky fan. Just stand on your feet, be a young man, and stop them. That's how you do it. You find a way to stop them. You don't fall down on the field just to stop them, to slow them down. I get it. It happens all the time. But as a fan, knowing that we just couldn't stop them, and that was the only way to slow them down. Now, if the guys,
I'm in the wrong one.
If the guys can really, I mean, if they really get hurt, I get it. Fall down, get some help. Let's move on. But if you're just falling down just to stop, that's embarrassing, man. And this is a night where we couldn't even get the run game going. And that's when the quarterback and the receivers, who we've been having trouble all year with, this is when these guys step up, and this is when they was at their best tonight. And we couldn't pull it around to do what we needed to do. We went for it. You guys' opinion on something. I was talking to somebody during the football game. So I think it was 4th and 1. We had a 51-yard field goal to go, and we went for it. We didn't get it on 4. But then we had 4th and 11 with a 53-yard field goal. Was that the right decision? Is that like a no-brainer? If you're 4th and 1, you got a 51-yard field goal, do you just automatically just say, let's go for it and let's see what happens? Or do you go for the points at 3 points, even though it's 4th and 1? Our run game hadn't been really on. Everyone knows that we're going to run the ball. What do you do if you're a coach? Do you go for it? Do you go for 4th and 1 and don't kick the 51-yard field goal? Or do you say, let's just go for it and let's just see what we can do? Right decision, in my opinion. I mean, and, at the time, I looked at it when I was talking to the gentleman. I looked at it and I said, well, it's 4th and 1. Let's see if we can get that 1 yard. We do got Ray Davis. Let's see if we can get it. But I understand on the 4th and 11, probably not gonna get that first down on 4th and 11. So I kind of see where that kick was coming from, in the sense of, yeah, you have to. And let me give hats off to Tennessee's defense as well. I like this. I'm not quite sure who said this, but Tennessee has an excellent run defense. They showed up tonight, and I think because we had such a running game that Tennessee wanted to stop, and Tennessee did not want Ray Davis to beat us, that opened up our game, our passing game, that much more, because they stacked the box and they said, if you're going to beat us, they tested. We double dare you, Leary, to beat us. And by God, he almost did it too. That's what I'm talking about. Leary almost did it. That's the Leary we want to see show up from week in and week out. That's what we need to see. And if we can do that, it was, that's it. And I agree with this Facebook user right here. Again, Tennessee game plan was to stack the box and slow down Ray Davis. And they did. They did just that. And our receivers and our quarterback, Leary, we made them play. It felt, yeah, you go for one. It gave me hope as a Kentucky fan just to be able to see our receivers and our quarterbacks on the same page tonight. It felt good. It felt good to see Dane Key come out of his shell and see him. It was good to see him get a touchdown. And once he got that touchdown, it was just a burden was lifting off his shoulder. Now let's go play ball. And I think that's what they was doing overall, was just going out there and just playing ball. So that's something that you did, that you got to appreciate. But at the end of the day, our run defense did not play ball tonight. We couldn't. Did we give up some passing yards? We did. But it wasn't the passing yards, in my opinion, that beat us. We couldn't stop their running back. Everyone already knows in the nation that Tennessee has the best running back room in America, hands down. If you got another running back room in America that's better than Tennessee, let me know, because their number one running back wasn't even in the ball game. Their third string running back was killing us, what's just destroying us. And we can't stop a third string. I mean, he can come, that running back can go to a lot of programs and start the way he ran the ball tonight. That's just the power of the Tennessee run, and we wasn't able to get it done. Joe Milton, he did what he was supposed to do tonight. He didn't try to overdo things. He played his football game, and he did what he was supposed to do. Heck, if I'm a quarterback and I can hand the ball off to my receivers, to my running backs, and they're going to pick up 15 yards, why am I trying to throw the ball for? He didn't need to go out there and be Superman tonight. He went out there and played his game. He played what Kentucky gave him, and Kentucky said, hey, you're not going to beat us. Your running game might, but you're not. And sure enough, the running game is what destroyed Kentucky tonight. So he was slow as not one of them. Sampson was clutch for Tennessee tonight. He was that. He was little too, man. Like the little kid was just. I'm a little kid. The young guy, the young man was just. He was small. He played with heart, and he played more than what Tennessee. I remember Walker had him in the backfield, hit him hard as soon as he touched the football. But you know what? He didn't wrap him up, and he's about 300 pounds bigger than him. He didn't wrap him up. He bounced off of him, kept going. If you're watching this and you play football tonight, wrap up. If you play defense, wrap up the player. That's all that would have took. That was a game-changing run right there, because he was hit behind the line. We could have stopped him. We really could, man. He's only a sophomore at that. Well, he can come on over in the transfer if he feels like it. But guys, where do we go from here, man? Like, is Kentucky going to make a bowl game? Are they going to find a way to beat Mississippi State or Louisville? Louisville's playing solid ball right now. We just need one more win for a bowl. But at the end of the night, when I get off of here, and when you sit back and when you reflect on this ball game between the University of Kentucky versus the University of Tennessee, you're going to say to yourself, Tennessee came out on top, but Kentucky had plenty of chances to at least give them a chance to actually do it. Another thing I don't understand, and like I said, you guys out there are a lot smarter than I am with football. You guys are a lot knowledgeable. You guys know more than I do, and you guys can walk circles around me. Do you call timeouts before Mark Stoops did? Because at the point they was blankly just running the clock down, and we're just sitting there like our defense has not stopped them at all running the ball. So I don't know. I mean, did you think they'll get the ball back with 3 minutes to go? No. Do you use those timeouts? Do you save some of that clock? I guess at the end it didn't matter because Tennessee did what they wanted to do. Period. We let all that time run off, and at the 2 minute mark, we call timeout. For what? We're gonna get the ball back. It's first down again. They're gonna run the clock out. We can't do that, man. Then we get hurt. 10 seconds run off the clock. I guess it's safe to say that this right here just wasn't Kentucky's night, man. It was Leary's night. It was the receiver's night. Now our defense has got to step up and do better. Our run defense has got to get better. We had some secondary beats back there, slipping and falling. Oh, this is depressing, man. This is really depressing. Because then, I mean, we look at the schedule. We don't play good in Mississippi State. We got to go to Louisville still. Those guys are playing ball. We still got to play Alabama. Guys, where do we get these South Carolina? In South Carolina, where do we get these wins from? The SEC is crazy this weekend. And tomorrow on our Second to None show at 4 Eastern, we're going to recap all these games this weekend. Me and the guys, we're going to recap all these games, and it's going to be a good time. So if you ain't never watched Second to None, join us tomorrow afternoon at 4 Eastern live on Second to None, and I will be sharing it all over. But this win right here, this win's going to hurt. And I know I'm not sure if my Tennessee guy is going to be with me tomorrow, but I tell you what, Dustin, I know that guy is happy tonight to get that W because he knows Kentucky. If we would have got the ball back, we would have had a shot to win that football game, and we didn't get the ball back because we didn't do it. So we got to get this road win, man. We definitely do. I agree. Mississippi State has nothing to lose. It's going to be a crazy game. Yep. I don't either. I couldn't understand why Stoops waited to call timeout. And the reason I say that is I get it. If our defense was playing football and our defense was stopping, I completely 100%. You put those timeouts in your back pocket and you use it based off your defense being able to get off the field and get your offense back on the field. Your defense ain't getting your offense back on the field no time soon. But Kentucky actually gave effort. The defense wasn't there at the end or most of the second half. Actually, they really wasn't. They really wasn't there. And to me, that's the biggest thing. You got to use those timeouts. I mean, our defense wasn't stopping. So at this point, dang if you do, dang if you don't. You don't really know what to really do with it because your defense is not. If I use a timeout, they're going to turn around and get a first down. That was a wasted timeout. Our defense didn't really give us a lot of options tonight, but I'm not really. I agree right here. Yep. Leary should have his head held high next week. He played a great game. He really did. And so Kentucky would not win in South Carolina or Mississippi State. They are terrible on the road, hands down. Ryan, I can't argue with you. And I have to question, is this going to get done? Are we going to make a bowl game this year? Are we going to find a way to go to Mississippi State to win a ball game? I really hope so. I do. So a lot to be seen in these last 4 games? Mississippi State, Alabama, South Carolina, and Louisville. I think we got 4 games left. So it's going to be very interesting to see what happens going down the road. This is something else. It really is, and I really hope. Question: Do you think Stoops' comments about the NIL had any effects on any of his team? I feel he threw his players under the bus. I don't know, because they always say that you keep the negative stuff behind closed doors and you don't put it out in public. They always say praise in public, rebuke or whatever, chastise in private. So I think if it's something about the NIL deal, I think that's something that he should have said to the players directly and not put that out in public. Now, maybe did it fire people up, a few players up to say, let's do better? Because a few players on the team, they're making some good money with NIL, and I'm not hating on that. So I really think if it's, if you're going to be negative, sometimes it may call for you calling your players out just to get some spark with them. But I think if it really something that's really going to hit home, really negative, I think you might want to keep that in house. So I'm not really sure really how to answer that really, but I think maybe keep that in house and let the players hear it directly instead of the whole public. Inspire from within. But we gotta find a way to win ball games, man. We gotta find a win. I mean, that's 3 games straight. You cannot tell me that Kentucky Wildcats is going to lose out for the rest of the year. Really, like we're going to lose out for the rest of the year. There's no way. We got to find a win some way, somehow within the next few games. Hopefully next weekend we can end that 3-game lose streak and we can jump back in and get that bowl at bowl bid, because that's what we're looking for sure. Mississippi State is a dumpster fire to say the least, but when Kentucky goes down and play them at their home, they always find a way to just get it done. So Kentucky's got to do better. So Kentucky loses tonight to Tennessee, and I say a heartbreaker because our defense didn't show up and we didn't do. Can we play a high school team? I don't know what we can play right now. Our defense has just got to do better. Linda, it really does. We just got to find a way to do better. And that's the sad part about this whole situation is, where does the motivation come when the guys look at this film? How will they feel knowing that the win against the Tennessee Vols, we don't know Rocky Top being sung in Lexington. We don't want that. But if you don't want it, beat them, and you won't have to hear the Rocky Top playing in your home field. Go win the ball game next time, and you can eliminate any of that. So I'm not sure what we can do moving forward from here. So thank you guys for tuning in. I appreciate it. Once again, if you're watching or if you're watching later, if you have never watched the Second to None show on Sundays at 4 Eastern right here on Facebook, YouTube, please make time to come in. Our guys are really good at what they do, and we will really enjoy all of you guys coming out and watching. Didn't see any mustard bottles. They probably coming out later. I mean, after all, they beat us, so they can do what they want to do on our field. If we don't like it, then we got to go beat them. But yes, please join the Second to None team tomorrow, Sunday at 4 Eastern, for about an hour. We recap everything about what happened in the SEC for the weekend. We go over all the football games and have a little fun. So please take time out of your day if you can, if you're not busy, to please come out and join us. I think you'll really enjoy what we got. So thank you guys. Cats didn't win tonight. Another long week waiting for a win. I will say this before I log off, though. Coming off a bye, for the last couple of years, Kentucky has come out extremely flat. We didn't come out flat tonight. Besides not being able to tackle, we actually look like we actually really wanted to be out there playing tonight. I'm just saying, we look like we wanted to play tonight, and we just didn't get it done because we just couldn't tackle and we wouldn't wrap up. But other than that, we'll see what happens next week. I'm still a loyal BBN fan, and I know all you guys are. So hats off to Tennessee for getting this win. It sucks. It sucks because we should have won that football game. But y'all have a great evening. You have been watching the Loyal BBN Fan Show with your host, Michael. Go Cats, go Cats, go Cats. Thank you.